Hey everybody, WWDC was today. Got a few notes. Just wanted to talk about a couple things real quick. Thing I'm most excited about as a developer is the Swift UI. I'm sure it's not going to work as well as they showed it work. That's the one thing. It's like Apple will show something like they've done it in the past many times, stack views and a few other, first when they did constraints and all this stuff, and they'll show like the lowest common denominator type thing of like, this is how it's going to work, this is, all this stuff, and you're like, oh man, that's awesome. And then you get to it, and then you got to build something a little more complex than they have, and then it's like, this doesn't work at all. So but it looked amazing. And that was like one of the last things they did. But as a developer, I'm super excited about that because I feel like if they can get the interface builder type stuff as simplified as possible, then maybe Xcode for iPad could come. Sadly, it did not show up today. And it bites. But oh well. You move on. They came out with a ton of stuff, ton of awesome stuff. So let's just go down the list really quick. So Apple TV, biggest thing there that I really thought was the user profiles. As a dad, I'm excited to see that come. So that way I can have my kids have a profile and me have a profile. My wife could have a profile if she wants a different one. And then obviously the controller support. I'm not much of a gamer, but that for other people, I'm sure they're going to love that. On the watch side, the independent app store. We heard the rumors about this one, but it was great to see that they actually came out with it. So I can't wait to see how it works. I know with Kernel, I'm going to have a lot of work to do because right now it depends on the phone. And a lot of watchOS apps, you've seen it. You open it up and it says, open up your phone to sync. Well, that's how Kernel works too. So I know I'm going to have to do a lot, and I was already planning on it because I heard the rumor. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff there to just kind of make it more independent and give you the ability to like search and do a bunch of other stuff that I'm hoping to bring to the watch. So, and I can't wait to see what other developers do too. So other than that, the new watch faces are kind of like, It's like the solar one, I think was the one I was interested in the most. I actually do have it already on my watch and on all my devices. I'm one of those crazy developers that, you never really should install the first beta, but I always do, and I always usually regret it around beta 2 or beta 3, but whatever, I'll regret it and then I'll be happy later on, so it's not a big deal. Looking through my notes real quick, extended runtime API, they mentioned that. You can do more in the background and all that stuff. Podcasting, I can't wait to see what Marco Arment with Overcast does with being able to stream audio and stuff with the podcast. He can make his watch app even more independent and not have to sync stuff back and forth. Health and fitness, it's like we had already heard of some of that, the loud noise thing. If you work in a loud noise area, that's cool. Activity trends could be kind of cool. I haven't actually even looked at that in the beta to see if it's already there or not, because I completely forgot about it until I looked at my notes. So I can't wait to see how that works, because it shows you if you're on track within what you've been doing the last few months, or if you've kind of dropped, and then it motivates you to keep going. I think that's awesome as a health side of things. You want to stay on track. It keeps you going. But let's move on to iOS, because that's where, between the iOS and iPad OS, which, yes. Dark mode, we knew that was coming. I think they've done a pretty good job at it. I can't wait to get more in depth to see what we can do, because Kernel's already a dark mode. That's the only option. And we are building a light mode eventually. So I want to do it right, because I don't want to have to do it twice. So I want to look to see how everything works with them. And then, because we still want to give you the option, because some apps, you want to make dark, even though the rest of the OS you want to make light. So I'm hoping they give you that kind of control. Like I said, I don't know. They didn't really say too much that I remember, at least, on that kind of stuff. So hopefully. Reminders app upgrade. Oh man, I've hated the Reminders app ever since they released it. I think it was iOS 7, and they haven't touched it since. That was so ugly. So I'm totally glad that they redid that one. And then the biggest thing, there was the Memoji stickers, which I also haven't messed with. Gotta mess with that. I can't wait. That one's gonna be cool. But as a developer, the sign in with Apple, and as a user, because I hate signing in with Facebook, signing in with Twitter, but I also don't want to create an account. So the fact that they allow you to sign in with Apple, and then you can either share your email or create a fake one that just is going to forward to your email. It's not fake. It's just a forwarding, a custom whatever. That's awesome. So I can't wait to play around with that and try to start using that when apps embed it, because, I hate Facebook. I like Twitter, but at the same time, you're giving info to everybody if it's free. So, but let's see. Photos app looks great. Once again, I haven't played with that either. I haven't had it on my devices very long, so give me a little bit of a break. But the way it looked awesome. I can't wait to play with it. The browsing of photo app looked awesome. The rotate video, finally you can rotate video, because honestly, no, I am. Okay, I'm good. I've recorded a few of these videos and I didn't rotate the device first. Oh, it was my shot down, because it was actually, luckily I caught it, but I recorded one take when I was showing the kernel for iPad and it wasn't rotated. I mean, I can do it on my iPad, but it's always best to kind of do it, from the get-go. But the AirPod upgrade thing too, where you can answer and respond to messages, I've already turned that on. I haven't had them in, but I can't wait to play with that. HomePod, recognizing the voice. Sorry, I'm going kind of quick through these because there was so much today. But I can't wait to see how that works, because the problem with the HomePod right now is we have one in the house, and if I leave, nobody can use it to set any reminders, because I use it for, the main thing I use it for, sadly enough, is grocery list. So I'll be like, hey, do this, hey, add this to the grocery list, add that to the grocery list. And then if I leave and the family tries to add something, it doesn't work. And we have a shared grocery list. So I'm hoping that can be fixed. So we'll see about that. CarPlay, sadly don't have it, don't really care. I mean, I would love to have one, but my car's too old. So iPad OS. Oh, can't do that. It's tied with the cable. Awesome. I can't wait to play with this. I already have it. In dark mode. I've been playing around with it. The slide over thing. I was like, yes. I want that so bad. Because I'm always using the slide over. Oh, there goes He-Man. I'm always... there he goes again. Alright. I'm always using slide over, and then it just... it's always not the app that I want, because I use 3 or 4 apps with slide over. And then I'm always having to grab the other one of the 3 that I always use over there and swipe it over and all that stuff, and it's just sad. So the ability that it just saves the state of the slide over and the ones you've used, and you can swipe through them, so good. If you haven't seen the keynote, I'll put a link down below, because it should be available. If it's not available tonight, I'll put one as soon as it is. But I highly recommend you watch it, because there was so much there. But just the drag and drop, you can grab the scroll indicator if you got it really long and just scroll through. The fact that the iPad has finally a Safari full desktop class browsing experience in it. Thank you. The fact that as I'm developing apps for these, that sadly the iPhone still doesn't. But when I go in and I want to go into even App Store Connect, which is what I use to edit anything with the app, the title, or the what's new in this version, or just to submit, it was awful even on the iPad to navigate. The phone is near impossible. I do it every once in a while when I have to, but the iPad, it should be perfect, and sometimes they have a problem. And I still notice they try to get you to download that Connect app, even on the iPad. I guess, okay, whatever, but it's so limited. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm super happy and stoked for that. Pencil, it's a little faster. It's got I played around a little bit with the drag from the corner to create a screenshot, and then you can actually pick the whole document with and then mark it up and all that stuff. Looks really cool. New Mac Pro. I can't remember what the price was, but the price of the Mac Pro itself seemed okay. The monitor, I loved what they had to show. This one cost $43,000. It's like you knew as soon as they announced that this monitor was going to cost a lot. But the fact that the stand for the monitor comes separate, as a separate price, I think they said $1,000. At first I only thought it was a couple hundred, but then I've heard other people say $1,000. And like the crowd, oh man. Whew, that was awesome. They were like, what? But yeah. You gotta watch it, at least that part, because that was, it was hilarious. But the display looks sweet. I would love to have one. I'm not gonna buy one. I'm not gonna buy a Mac Pro. I use the laptop for everything. I've had a Mac Pro. It was probably 10 years ago or more. It was great. It was just more than I needed. It was back even when I was doing a lot of video editing, but now I do all my video editing on this bad boy, and I'm very happy with it. So yeah, iTunes, I had so many people asking me worried about iTunes. I'm glad what they've done. They've separated out in 3 apps, and it was a smart move. The Find My, okay, whatever. So now they're going to have a Find My app instead of Find My Friends and Find My iPhone. Find My app, just Find My, is going to have everything you need in there to find your friends and your devices. So that was cool. And the fact that your computer sends like a Bluetooth signal, it will connect to other people's devices all securely, their iPhones, if you can't find your computer, and it will tell you where your computer is based on people around it. I think that's sweet. Now, but what I want Find My AirPods, not iPods. I do have an iPod. It's right here. But anyway, I want to Find My AirPods when they're still in the case, because you can't do that, and I don't lose my AirPods are either in my ear or in my case. I don't lose them unless I lose the case. But you can't find them unless they're out of the case. That's what I want, Apple. Make it happen. So yeah. So what else we got? The voice control stuff that they showed was really cool. But yeah, and then that's what my notes have. It just goes back to the Swift UI, which I said I am stoked about. I can't wait to play with it. I got Xcode 11. I don't have Katana is the new Mac. I'm hopefully going to install that this week. I can't do it on my main device because I can't develop and then submit apps with a beta version of anything. Beta Xcode, beta macOS is on here. It just, nope, can't have it. So I got to wait till later for that. So I'm going to get an external drive, plug it in, and do all that I need to do to install that. Yeah, looking through the notes real quick. App Store on, I think I already mentioned that, the Independence, but the App Store actually on here. I've looked at the app on there. Looks really cool. Very stoked. I'm like, I love this thing. This is my favorite device. This is my second favorite device, but this is my favorite. I've had one since the beginning, and I cannot wait for this to get more independence, and that's what they're doing. There wasn't a ton with the watch. It wasn't like this big, massive. I feel like last year was a lot bigger for the watch. But yeah, I'm still happy with what they've done, and I can't wait to see what they do next year for it. And I still hope, Apple, please give me Xcode on the iPad. Everything is pointing in that direction. Like everything they've done today, some of the other stuff that I've seen with Xcode that they've done, it's all pointing in a way to make it fit better on this. I'm like, with Swift UI, like how you can actually, put it on a device, play around with it, edit it live, and it automatically comes through. I can't wait to play with that. I haven't played with that yet. But that all points to something happening on the iPad, I think. That's my prediction. Might not happen until next year. I'm still hoping it comes out either, like, not either end of this year, early next year, rather than having to wait for another WWDC. But most likely we'll probably have to wait till then. But that's it. I hope you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Like the video if you like it. Comment, please. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Like I said, I can't go into too deep of details on the new stuff just because I am a developer and I want to keep Apple happy. And right now, a lot of this is like, you know, you're not really supposed to talk about. They've gotten a little lighter in their rules and stuff, but I'm not messing with that yet. Once it's out in public and other people are talking about it more so, then I can dive into it a little bit more. But until then, I'm going to stay a little quiet on that kind of stuff. So, but feel free, please, let me know what you want me to talk about. Let me know what videos you'd like to see. I'm going to be starting the teaching my son here soon because he's almost done with baseball, and then we're going to have a little bit more time on our hands. So we're going to be learning Swift. Might do it. I can't probably do it next Code 11 because I can't show that too much, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you had a good day, and watch the keynote video, please, because it was amazing. Bye!